I have seen your comments. I've gotten your emails. You guys have been requesting this video all week, and your wish is my command. After all, I am here to serve you. I'm here to give you what you want. You want my thoughts on WNBA All-Star Weekend, and that is exactly what I'm about to give you. Life is all about perception. We all perceive things differently, but when you're agenda-driven, it can have a strong effect on how you perceive things. If you were to do research on WNBA All-Star Weekend, you are going to find two different outcomes. The woke media is claiming the weekend was a massive success. I've seen other articles and other videos here on YouTube claiming that ratings for the WNBA All-Star Game were god-awful. You guys know how I feel about the WNBA. There's a reason I refer to this league as the dump. The product on the court is embarrassing. The league's nothing but a tool used by members of Woke United Methodists to promote their narrative. Players in the WNBA aren't relatable. They struggle to draw male viewership because most of these woke welfare recipients have more hair on their bodies than George the Animal Steele. You remember that guy who used to wrestle in the WWF? He had so much hair on his body you couldn't see his fucking skin. Woke welfare recipients, they're not relatable to the average woman, mostly for the same reason they're not relatable to men. I often reference my girlfriend in situations like this. She likes to keep up with the Kardashians. She likes watching Real Housewives of Vietnam. She likes the fashion. She likes the drama. All that girl shit. She can't relate to these women in the WNBA. She wears bikinis, not sagging pants. She wears dresses, not tuxedos or suits. She's attracted to dudes. WNBA players tag team the woke cucumber. I know most of you expect me to come on here and tell you ratings for the WNBA All-Star Game were disastrous, but I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to do that because it's just not true. When you put this in perspective, ratings for the All-Star Game, they really weren't that bad. They were actually decent. But that does not mean WNBA All-Star Weekend was a success. This past weekend was an absolute disaster for the WNBA. It proved what I've been saying all along. This league is irrelevant. We're going to start with the ratings. Then I'm going to highlight the disasters because there were a lot of them. The WNBA All-Star Game, it drew 734,000 on ABC Sunday afternoon. Like I said, not bad. Not bad. I wouldn't call it a resounding success like the woke media is claiming. This league has received more free media promotion in the last few months than at any other time in their 26-year existence. You go back to 2013, the All-Star Game, they were drawing 791,000 and they were being ignored by the media at the time. No free promotion. You go back even further to 2005, they drew over 1 million for the All-Star Game. Like I said, the media's trumpeting the success. The WNBA averages 317,000 for regular season games. They more than doubled that number for the All-Star Game. America's falling in love with bearded Becky and Mary Mustache. When I saw that 317,000 average for regular season games, my bullshit sensor immediately went off. We have been covering WNBA ratings all season here on the channel. Most of these games can't attract a thief to free money. Now, I read that information in an article in The Athletic. Then I noticed the caveat. Ratings for games on CBS, NBA TV, and other channels weren't available. Yeah. They weren't available because the audience was too small for Nielsen to record the ratings. Unfortunately for the WNBA, the moderate rating success for the All-Star Game, that was the only good news coming out of the weekend. Ratings for the skills competition on ESPN Saturday didn't make the top 150 on cable. Reason being, the competition was moved to ESPNU at the last minute. Why? Because Wimbledon was airing on ESPN, they were showing the men's doubles, and it went over its time slot. The WNBA was bumped for one of the least important events at Wimbledon. Now, could you imagine ESPN moving the Pro Bowl to ESPNU because a college basketball game ran over its time slot? Could you imagine the NBA skills competition being moved to accommodate the SEC tournament? ESPN is supposedly the WNBA's best friend. They promote this dump relentlessly. But like I always tell you, there is no loyalty in the woke movement. There was no fucking way they were running off the 1.2 million people watching Wimbledon to accommodate the 5 people who wanted to watch woke welfare recipients shoot a basketball into a trash can at the dump. I found video of the skills competition. I want to share it with you because I want you to notice something. The NBA skills competition, it's held at an NBA arena, the same arena hosting the All-Star Game. The WNBA All-Star Game, it was held at Wintrust Arena, home of the Chicago Sky, the same team who drew more rats than people to their championship parade last year. The temperature reading on the thermometer was higher that day in Chicago than attendance for the dump parade. Wintrust Arena, it seats 10,000 people. I want you to look at the background of this video. Don't pay attention to the competition. Just look at the background. Pay close attention. You tell me if this looks like a professional basketball arena. Roll the film.
Clinched victory. This is all gravy. Icing from the corner for Allie Quigley. Why not? Quigley, perfection. The first ever 4-time champion.
That looked like a high school gym, right? It looked like a high school gym because it was a high school gym. The skills competition was held at McCormick Place, which hosts the Nike Nationals, a high school girls basketball tournament. To make matters worse, the event wasn't open to the public. If you were dumb enough to travel to Chicago last weekend to see the Dames of the Dump, you were not allowed to enter the skills competition. You also weren't allowed to attend a concert held by Chance the Rapper in conjunction with the WNBA. The Dump held 3 events last weekend in Chicago. All-Star Weekend is supposed to be about fan appreciation. You listen to NFL, NBA players, they all say All-Star Weekend is about the fans. It's supposedly the same in the WNBA. So, why were fans only allowed to attend 1 out of 3 events, the All-Star Game itself? If you believe WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, she was concerned about safety. Safety? What the fuck are you talking about? Well, KC, there was a mass shooting in Chicago July 4th. I was worried about the safety of our delicate fans. There are shootings in Chicago every fucking day. There was a bombing at the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta. They didn't send everyone home in the name of safety. Cathy Engelbert, she then came up with another excuse. I'm concerned about the COVID. I don't want to create a super spreader event. If you're concerned about the COVID, you're the only one worried about it. Who cares about the Fauci fungus anymore? We've been over that shit for 18 months. No one is worried about the Fauci right now. Hell, has anyone seen Fauci lately? The lizard's face is on the side of a milk carton. The city of Chicago, they were not concerned about the Fauci. Taste of Chicago took place last weekend, about 2 miles from the festivities of the WNBA Traveling Dump Tour. Taste of Chicago drew 1.5 million people, maskless people. Let me give you the real reasons. Cathy Engelbert implemented these restrictions on her own fans. This first reason's pure speculation on my part. The second reason, though, is a fact. Reason 1, I think there was a complete lack of interest. The WNBA can't draw people to regular season games. It's not a good look on television to have an empty arena for an event designed to show fan appreciation. Reason 2, Wintrust Arena was booked Saturday night. And this speaks to a larger issue for the WNBA. Us men, we are constantly berated by the media for not caring about the dump. These men are misogynist. I don't understand. Why could they not find interest in the facial hair counting contest All-Star Weekend? When you're a league desperate to gain fans and you organize an event to show fans they're appreciated, you want to put a lot of thought. You want to put a lot of effort into it. Organizing an event like this, it takes a lot of time and planning. Arenas are booked months, sometimes years in advance. If people are planning to attend, They need time to organize their trip. They have to take off work, book flights, book hotel rooms. You know when Cathy Engelbert booked and scheduled All-Star Weekend? 10 weeks ago, the end of April. 10 fucking weeks ago. 10 weeks to plan an event of this magnitude? No wonder there were a litany of problems. No wonder the event was a giant clusterfuck. It was thrown together at the last minute. If the commissioner of the WNBA doesn't care, why should anyone else? It wasn't like this was a surprise event. The All-Star Game's held at the same time every year. Let me give you another example of how thrown together and unorganized this mess was. The first quarter and a half of the All-Star Game on ESPN Plus, they didn't show the box score or the time clock to television viewers. If you happened to tune in after the game started, you had no idea what the hell was going on. Again, ESPN is supposedly the WNBA's best friend. They're supposed to be the network most committed to improving conditions in the dump. Now, it's understandable for something technical to go wrong and the score and clock are missing for a few minutes, but a quarter and a half? That's damn near an hour, if not longer. It just goes to show you ESPN does not value the WNBA. Cathy Engelbert, she announced over the weekend that the WNBA regular season was expanding from 36 to 40 games starting next season. Expansion. Why in the fuck are we talking about expansion? You can't attract an audience with 36 games. With this expansion, television networks will now have an additional 24 WNBA games to air nationally. Now, I don't understand why ESPN, CBS, NBA VT, why would they want to do this? HBO canceled Bill Simmons because he was only drawing 400,000 to 500,000 viewers. In most cases, the WNBA draws half that number. In my lifetime, I have never seen more television programming get extended for not drawing an audience. Bomani Jones, he can't draw 100,000 on HBO. They give him a second season. The WNBA, they can't attract flies to a freshly dropped turd. They extend the regular season another 4 games. And television networks, they pretend they're happy about it. I cannot imagine ESPN was thrilled to hear this news. All in all, this weekend was a disaster for the WNBA. The decent ratings for the All-Star Game, that was the only positive. What did we learn about the WNBA this weekend? We learned everything we already knew. Incompetent leadership, unorganized planning, and proof of their irrelevancy, even amongst their friends in the mainstream media. But let me know what you think. The WNBA, they draw a decent ratings for the All-Star Game, but the weekend was an unmitigated disaster. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.